providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Hello, everybody. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
I knew it.
Hello,
It's starting to get
everybody.
a little bit of the strain.
Hello.
Welcome. It's called Caregiver Crossing. Thank you all so much for being here. If this is your first time, Caregiver Crossing is a show that is brought to you by Joyce House, presented in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here with you every week to talk about all things caregiving. My name is Terry Lynn Stacy. I'm from Hancock County, grew up in Henry. Next to me is Tina Bina.
Tina Marie McIntosh, formerly Prather of Allen County in Fort Wayne.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And producing our show today is
Noah Matthew Taylor from Marion County, lived in Cincinnati for a while.
That's your roll call. We're all here on site and ready to talk about all things caregiving. However, I just want to mention, great organization, you guys. Just so you know, there's an organization called Snow Buddies here in Indianapolis. The Snow Buddies is part of the Department of Public Works. They are providing volunteers to come and shovel walks and to come and shovel porches and things
That's
for those
so
that
great.
are in need. It's free, and this completely volunteer organization, really, Snow Buddies and Super Snow Buddies. You're the ones that have the snow blowers and throwers. You are amazing what you were able to accomplish for so many last week and the last couple of weeks, and will continue to do so because we're in this cold hole for feels like weeks to come.
How do people find them?
It's kind of a new program. This is the second year. It's kind of in its infancy, but you'll go to the Department of Public Works and or Google Snow Buddies if you need to or want to be a part of this volunteer organization. They made such a difference in the last couple of weeks, volunteering their time, going out there to help others that need some assistance. So you all are amazing. If you need the help or if you can volunteer, there's still probably snows to come soon. Yes, Tina, in
And
the pink sweater, the green sweater.
It is. Those colors are hard. Also, if you are like, that is lovely, but I cannot be a snow buddy, I can't go do those things.
Right.
Carry hand warmers in your car, carry extra gloves and hats, and don't be afraid to stop when you see somebody. I mean, I should be careful in how I say that, but be careful. But I stop all the time when people are panhandling or I see somebody outside and say, like, do you need this? You know, do you
I've
need?
seen her do it. She does this.
But I mean,
it
really,
could be
like,
pouring down rain in the middle of summer, and she'll still tell
I did
others.
give somebody my umbrella once.
You've done so many good things, right? You always enjoy conversations. There was a time when you would actually stop.
Okay,
and
you're
have
talking about when we were
conversations.
downtown and we'd be on the circle
Yeah.
and I knew all my friends were there and I took socks to Rocky.
She did.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so but you know, that's something we can all do.
Right, yeah,
I can't volunteer to shovel your drive.
Right. If you don't have the time, there's other ways to be thoughtful for our community here.
Absolutely. All right. Again, it's Caregiver Crossing, and we are here, and we've got a great show for you today. First, we want to talk a little bit about ARP.
Well, that is AARP for many of us. ARP will work too. Noah brought to us this concept, this term that I'm not all that familiar with yet, and that's compound caregivers.
What's that mean?
Well, compound caregivers, this is the term that AARP uses, ARP. Compound caregiver is somebody who is caring for two or more loved ones at the same time. And this actually accounts for about 25% of our family
Oh, wow.
caregivers in the U.S.
Okay, so different from like sandwich generation, it might be two older adults.
Right.
But I wonder if I'm caring for an older adult and a younger adult, if I fall into this too. It doesn't matter. It's semantics.
Right. Does not matter.
Yeah.
The example that I read was a gentleman who was taking care of his wife who had diabetes and then of his mother as well who has dementia.
That tracks.
Yes.
Oh, I think I'm a compound caregiver.
I think you probably are. I think a lot of people in the sandwich generation are compound caregivers. And I think a lot of us are compound caregivers and we don't even know it.
I think that's the thing. I mean, interesting because we do the show. We've done it for 15 years. I started Joy's House 25 years ago. I've never heard the term, and I've never thought about myself being a quote unquote, because I didn't know the term, but I didn't ever think about that. But as you're explaining it, it is me. So this is what happens with caregivers all the time. Like, oh, I thought I was just being a wife. I thought I was just being a daughter. I'm actually, yes, and I'm a compound. Hi, everybody. I'm Tina. I'm a compound caregiver.
Hi, Tina. I have some tips for you for being a compound caregiver.
Go on.
Thank
So
goodness.
this is right from AARP. These are some of the tips that they have for compound caregivers. So build a caregiving team. I think we've heard that a lot at Joy's House. Instead of trying to handle every single task alone, This can include your family, your loved ones, your friends, your neighbors, or paid help, home companion care, community care, adult day services, any kind of community care.
I would like to say something about
Tina
the
has
paid
a
help part.
question.
Yeah.
Well, because I think it's important. A lot of people will say, well, I can't afford the care. And you don't know unless you ask. Let me
Yep.
give you a quick example. You call Joy's house. You say, oh my goodness, I can't afford adult day services. We will have questions for you. One of which will be, are you an Anthem member or is your loved one an Anthem member? Because Anthem is partnering with us to provide scholarships for Anthem members and people on Medicaid waitlist. If you are one of those families, call us.
Please.
If you're not here, we can put you in touch with others. If you're not an Anthem member or on the Medicaid wait list, Joy's House has scholarships. We can scholarship you. So we don't ever want money to get in the way of you getting the help you need.
You need the help you need.
I will not apologize for that sidebar.
I'm glad you explained it because I do think that people think that adult day service would cost a little bit of money that
It
they
does
don't
cost.
have.
Yes, a lot of these services can be.
But that they may not have. But if you've got scholarships and things available, I think it's worth your time to take that next step.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you. And yes, and more tips. Go.
More tips. Ask for specific help instead of general offers. Coordinate appointments back to back. I thought that was a really interesting
good
one. So you're not filling every single day with a different appointment. Let's get them all done on one day.
It's exhausting and worth it on your days that you're not doing that.
Accept that there will be moments when two people need help at the same time, and a choice will have to be made about what comes first. And most importantly, protect your sleep.
Oh my goodness. Listen, we preach sleep about everything. And I'm here to tell you, I, as a grown woman, have started to sleep 8 to 9 hours a night, and it is life-giving.
It is.
Protect it
really
at all
is,
costs.
if you can.
If
I know
not,
that doesn't seem easy.
no,
But-
or take your naps when you need to.
Yes.
And you
Taking
can.
naps.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was just
Yep.
gonna
yeah,
say
that's a good
naps.
one.
Exhaustion affects everything: your judgment, your patience, your safety. So ways caregivers actually can apply this advice. Write down exactly what help would be useful when you're thinking about it. If somebody asks a spur of the moment and you don't have anything on your mind, maybe keep some of those notes in your back pocket. One person needing physical help while another needs medical follow-up. Phone calls, prescriptions, and paperwork piling up faster than they can be handled. I do have a question. What boundary do you wish all caregivers could set?
Oh, you
for
better answer
themselves?
that one.
I mean, this in 10 seconds or less, this is ridiculous. What boundary? What boundary? What
Should they
boundary?
set?
I mean,
9 hours of sleep.
that
is a good boundary
sleep
to
is
set.
important. And I think the biggest thing is, and it's not say no, just say no. When it's not important to you, it's not a top priority, it's not urgent, say no. That's my answer.
Perfect answer. Perfect answer. We
Is
got to
it
take
perfect?
Why she hate me?
We'll keep thinking about it. But we've got to take a break here.
Okay.
You can find past episodes of the show at joycehouse.org and be sure to like and follow us on Facebook. You are listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you as a service of Joy's House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. With locations in Broad Ripple and near the University of Indianapolis campus, Joy's House provides exceptional day services for individuals living with a life-altering diagnosis and compassionate support for family caregivers throughout the community. At Joy's House, we believe that everyone deserves to live their best life, regardless of their abilities. Learn more about our adult day and caregiver support services by visiting joycehouse.org today. Stick around. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing.
Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. I am your co-host, Tina McIntosh, in studio with
Terry Stacy.
and
Noah Taylor.
all right, listen, here's the deal, my friends. We do have someone wonderful in studio with us, but before we get to that, Noah is making us video record this. So I'm talking to you, Noah, right there, and it's terrible. The angle's terrible. We're seeing things that really only people who are shorter than us can see on a normal basis. But we love Noah, and we love the show, and we love you, so we're going to do it. Right, Terry?
That's right.
We're not angry.
Not at all.
We're happy to be here.
Love it.
And you know who's here?
Who?
Dave Holder.
Dave Holder,
Dave
everybody.
Holder.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Dave is Joy's house. I mean, like
Oh.
when we think about the fabric, the things that make us who we are, Dave is a part of that. He's been a part of Joy's house since I was pregnant with my 16-year-old child. And he is now in the industry as well. And guess what?
What?
Oh, thanks you guys for that very prompt response. Dave is our newest board of director member.
Oh,
Oh my God.
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so
That's
much.
cool.
Thank you.
That's a
Thank
good
you.
spot for you.
We're so
Yeah.
honored to have him. And so here is who Dave is. He's the owner of Assisted Living Locators in North Indianapolis, and he has helped so many families navigate this emotional journey of finding the right senior living community, whatever it is that the family is deciding to do for them and their loved ones. And he has compassion, clarity, and this really calming presence that he brings to, unlike the other three of us in the studio, he brings it to every conversation. And he's been walking along caregivers and supporting our mission for a long, long time. And so, Dave, we are so glad to have you here.
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so touched.
Really
Love
happy
it.
you're here.
Love it.
Sorry
Thank
about
you.
the video.
I know.
recording.
I keep catching
not to
myself.
look.
on
I
the
know.
video.
No, where can people watch the video portion of this?
Oh, well, we'll be all over social media.
Oh, cool. That's great. All right. Who wants to bombard Dave with questions?
Well, I will start. When a family comes to you, when they reach out to you, what are they feeling? What do they need most in that moment when they come to you?
That's a great question. I think they're looking for a path. Most of the time they're not proactive. They don't understand what it is that they need. They don't know that assisted living's not a nursing home. They've got assumptions. And so they just need someone to say, here's how it works. Here's what I can do to help you. And I'm here to educate you. And this is the path forward. And just really build that relationship so we can have a trusting, open conversations and make the best fit the first time.
I think there has been, now time has passed, but I think we are all, I hope we're starting to get it, that there are different forms of assisted living and skilled nursing care and so on and so forth. Can you break that down for maybe anybody that doesn't know?
So there's 3 types that I work within: the independent living, the assisted living, and the memory care. So independent living is going to be like retirement living, no maintenance, appliances are included. There might be meals. The big difference is it's going to be unlicensed. That means there's no nursing there. So you have to be truly independent to live there. Assisted living and memory care are licensed as residential care facilities. Residential living, your own apartment, your own furnishings, but we have staff around to help with bathing, dressing, toileting. Memory care is going to fall under that same licensing with the same mindset, but for people with dementia in a secured unit that needs a little bit more queuing and redirection, things of that. Nursing homes are licensed completely different. Those are care facilities. So they're going to have the higher acuity. So someone that maybe has a catheter or needs 2-person transfers, things like that, that is more nursing home. That's the clinical side of it.
Okay,
That's
thank
a
you.
great explanation.
I thought it was too.
I started talking more about the licensing because that starts to get people to understand that a little bit more, because we all use terms like age and place, and it gets really, really confusing.
Continuity of
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, and all of
yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
it confuses people.
And independent living is, what would you say that is? Is that 55 and over, or is that older? Is it 65 and older?
Most places are 55
55
or
and older.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Dave, for you, here's the big difference. And now listen, people in this industry care. I
Yeah.
mean, if you are in aging, you care. You're in it for that reason. Your approach, though, is very you understand the emotional side of that, and that, I know that's personal for you. I think,
Sure.
was it your father-in-law
Father-in-law, yes.
that
Yeah.
you went through this with? And so, how did that impact you?
Well, I think that what we saw was that you don't know what you don't know. And by waiting as long as we wait, which a lot of, again, you don't know what you don't know, that it just creates this mad scramble. And you're dealing with so many emotions, so many layers to that, so much of the education piece that you have to get. And it's just so much to absorb in a short period of time. I can help people that need to move by Friday. That's not a problem. But allowing yourself more time and a little more runway to digest all of this and what's needed. No, I think I've had 3 seniors in 7 years reach out to me.
Yeah.
say I want to move. It's the kids, right, that are reaching
Yes.
out to me. So it's going to take a long time because they have their assumptions about what this is, right? And they don't want to leave their home and they don't want to leave their things. So you need time to plant those seeds and to start those conversations and to get out ahead of this.
Okay, so let's just say Noah and Terry and I are siblings and we haven't killed each other yet. And so we're caring for who do we want to be caring for?
Aunt Nellie.
Aunt Nellie. And we care for Aunt Nellie and we come to you and Terry's the responsible one. And she's like, Dave, listen, I've heard you're wonderful and you get it. We need help. First of all, what happens?
So we're going to spend some time, Terry and I, and talking.
Why aren't you talking to us? Noah and I are here too. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally
No,
kidding.
but this is how it will work.
I know.
This is when we become divided as a family.
Oh, Dave,
oftentimes,
you're like a
not all the
therapist,
time.
too.
Yeah, I do wear that therapist hat.
Yeah.
a
Okay,
lot.
so I'm just teasing you.
No,
so
no.
you and Terry start talking without us about Aunt Nellie.
Yeah, and so I want to learn as much as I can about Aunt Nellie. I'm a little bit like a realtor, right? We're going to talk about location and budget, but what are the care needs of Aunt Nellie? What's going to make a good fit for her? What are her hobbies? Maybe what did she do as a career? What's going to be important to her about this move? What's going to be important to Terry? And who else is involved? So that's when you guys come into this. So this is what I say a lot of times to the kids is we can do all of this before we even get mom and dad on board because the assumption is they're not on board, right? So if we need to have these conversations and these robust talks about what would be a good fit for mom and dad, we can do that, make recommendations, go tour, get what's going to be the objections for mom and dad, and really strategize and then figure out a way to get everybody on board.
So then how do you deal with the family members? Because Noah and I are a pain in the butt. We've always been a pain in the butt. Terry's the responsible one with Aunt Nellie. Like, how do you work with us?
I think that it's taking that same approach, that calm, sweet approach, and just really trying to get, I stumbled on this, getting people's heads and their hearts to align.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, so much of this is going to be heart driven. Well, we want this, we need this, mom won't want this, but it's also where their loved one's at in this progression and understanding what their needs are, how that impacts the family, and talking about it from all those different angles to try to get those aligned so we can
boy.
make good decisions.
That must be gratifying.
Well,
Truly
that's what I was going to say. Like,
gratifying to get that that's a win.
when
right?
it happens for you, what does that feel like?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, it really, really is. Like I truly, really did help somebody, you know, as much as I love the horticulture and the landscaping, you know, and helping people, but this is really changing their lives and changing the dynamic and, you know, bringing relief to the caregivers, finding that mom or dad is now thriving instead of just surviving. It means everything.
And I can tell you this, Dave has helped. I don't even know how many people I've sent your way over the years and that you've helped and found the places that fit for them. You don't send them all to the same place. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit about how people pay.
Yeah.
By the way, you don't. But come back to learn more. You know, how people pay or how you get paid for this service to the families. And then I want to talk with you when we come back about how the care settings, like what sets others apart. Because to the normal people, it's hard to walk in and know the difference, but you have a different eye and perspective. So stick around. We'll be back in just a moment here on Caregiver Crossing.
You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here every week to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit joycehouse.org to connect with us, hear past episodes, learn more about caregiver support resources in the community, and much, much more. All right, that website again is joycehouse.org. Don't go anywhere, anybody. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
Hey, we're back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. Terry Stacy, along with Tina McIntosh, and somebody named Noah is also here producing today's show. And in studio, if you're just joining us, well, you've missed something good because we've been talking to Dave Holder, Senior Living Advisor and owner at Assisted Living Locators. If anybody is just joining us, tell them again about what you do.
So I am a senior living advisor. You can kind of think of me as a little bit of a realtor for senior living. So I'm there to help people make the right decision the first time.
People and families. And
Yes.
that's what we were talking about before we took a break. Families, and you've seen plenty of them who aren't necessarily on that same page. How do you help them find that common ground without burning out?
Yeah, it's just a lot of talking, a lot of, like I said earlier, I think aligning the head and the heart together. And, I never want to scare people with the outcome, but you need to be able to talk reality about this. And like, for example, I have a family that has plenty of funds, right? They have a lot of options, but mom is falling a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
She wants to stay home.
Mhm.
One of the kids want her to stay home. One fall, and she's not going to have any options. She's going to have to go to a place that she's probably not going to like with a shared roommate situation. And we already know that mom wants her square footage, mom wants her walk-in closet. So it's having those conversations saying, you guys are really in a great spot, right?
Yeah.
You do have a lot of options that we can go to. We're not struggling by location from finances. Like this is a positive thing. And really that's probably the answer right there and a long way around. Focus on everything that's positive about this move. And
You're getting to choose what the rest of your life might look like versus being told.
Exactly.
Right? Just because of circumstances and reimbursements and timing and all that.
Yeah.
So
we need somebody like him. I
He's
think
incredible.
for every situation that can tell you about the different options that are available, because that's part of the hard work, right? Especially when you get a diagnosis like, okay, listen, your mom's got dementia. And at this moment, it doesn't look like things are going to get necessarily progressively better.
Right.
And it's such an emotional time anyway. And I remember this with a large family on the in-laws side, large family, and getting that diagnosis. And now what do we do? Especially when you're in smaller communities, like someplace in Henry County or
sure.
smaller areas where you just don't know what else is out there. They need people like you. I'm going to just pause for a minute and tell people right now, how do they get a hold of you?
You can call my office at 317-854-9030. Reach out to me, Assisted Living Locators. I believe it's Care Advisor / North Indy. I should
think
know my
so?
own website, right?
well,
Yeah.
we'll put it on our Facebook page,
All right,
and then
there we
people
go.
will
For
know.
sure.
So before we took the break, there was a question about how do you know what is a good setting, versus those that are maybe not as strong.
Yeah. So that's everybody always asks me, what's your favorite place? What do you like?
Of course.
And, and I always say, like, I don't mean to be a politician, but that's not my job, right? I'm here to find out what's the best fit for you and then create that transparency. We're going to look at state surveys. We're going to have those conversations. But like what I tell people is, I know this starts as a real estate transaction. I know that it's the walk-in closet or the washer and dryer. I get all of that. And I'm not dismissing that that's not important. But ultimately, you want a partnership.
Yes.
We want to find a community where, we're understanding what their operations, how they keep their residents safe, how they keep them engaged. So do we like those operations? Do we like what we're hearing? Do they have a culture of, if there's a problem, we want to know about it? So our door is always open. And then you start looking at staffing. Is that executive director of nursing, that marketing person been there a long time? Is the census high? You can start checking those boxes. When you see that, you're on the right path to a good community.
How
and
does
having a
Indiana
good fit.
do as far as places we can take our parents or us or our grandparents? How do we kind of rank here in Indiana when it comes to that type of care?
Honestly, not great when it comes to
wondered.
just nursing homes and things like that. We're not exactly leading the pack, but if you are proactive, and that that isn't everyone's path either. So there are great communities out there. There's other communities that struggle, right? That have been bought or have struggled with turnover and low census and things like that. And I want to make people aware of that. I'm not saying it's going to be a horrible experience. I can be at a networking event and two different people will be like, I wouldn't send a prisoner there. And they'll be like, that's the greatest place that ever. And
It's
you're
so
like,
true.
wait a minute, you guys need to talk, because that's crazy. I feel like I'm the one in the middle that goes,
Hold on.
yeah, hang on. Let's have
that's
this
really-
conversation, and make sure that people can make those decisions. But I'll tell you too, to be just more transparent, I'll have people that are like, we want a great place. We want excellent staffing. We want all of this. And then they choose the place with the washer and dryer and the walk-in closet.
Isn't it so
Yeah,
interesting?
it
But
is.
it's
It is
personalized.
interesting.
I mean, it's very personalized. So, we said it before, Dave, you've joined the Joy's House board, and we're just
Yes.
delighted to have you.
Thank you.
We, I feel weird asking this question, but
No.
you know, Noah's making me say it.
You have to. You have
First he records us at a bad angle,
know, I
right?
know,
Yeah.
right. I mean, who is this guy?
Yeah. Tough questions.
I don't even want to. I want to hear more about you, less about
No,
Joy's House.
please.
Although Joy's House is great, we
Yes,
know that, and we
absolutely.
Well, I
provide
can
good
ask
care.
it
Yes.
because I'm not an employee at Joyce House, but you know, there's a lot of options out there and places you can go and be a part of boards and good ones too. But you said okay to Joyce House. How come?
Well, I think long history here, and the more you get to know what Joy's House does and the impact that they make for families and their guests, that is incredible. And so you want to be a part of that, and you want to be around good people. And I've said this before, maybe privately, but Tina is a leader, and everybody here is a leader, and you want to be around great leaders, and you want to learn, and you want to grow, and you want to be a part of that. And that's why. I consider myself a lifelong learner. When I came into the senior industry, I wanted to be a part of the senior industry, not just on the fringe, helping people transactionally. So I'm learning every day, and I know this is an awesome opportunity to learn and grow and get smarter.
What
And
needs to be better, if there is anything that needs to be better about adult day services?
Oh goodness,
wow.
we don't have enough time. We've got like a minute and a half.
Is
Solve
it?
the
And
world.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. It seems like what you do here is at the top. You know, this is tops.
Right.
And so I don't know. Do we not have enough of them? Do we? I mean, what's the need right now when it comes to? Or do you know yet? Since
Well,
you
no,
just
I mean,
came on the board.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I will say my opinion. I just think that there is just so much lack of proactivity and education out there. It is so hard to get people to think in that mindset. I'll deal with somebody, and I've had the company 7 years tomorrow, I think.
Oh, happy anniversary!
Thank you.
Congrats.
Yes,
That's
yes.
incredible.
Yeah. And somebody will always say, Dave, I know you took us to those two places, but my plumber was telling me that his mom was at this place, and it's really good.
Well, Dave Holder, you came into this industry 7 years ago and wanted to make a mark and be a lifelong learner and a leader. And man, you have done it. I have
Oh.
never, ever, ever in 7 years said your name and have had anybody say anything less than, what a great man, making a difference, helped someone in my life. And so just grateful, Dave Holder, grateful for you.
Thank you.
Senior living advisor and owner at Assisted Living Locators. So the rest of you stick around. Dave, you can stay as long as you want, my friend.
Thank you so much.
You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joyce House in partnership with Cardon & Associates. We're here every week to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit joycehouse.org to connect with us, hear past episodes, and learn more about resources in the community. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing after the break.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's Caregiver Crossing. Terry, Tina, Noah is here. Samuel Simon, please. Will someone tell us who Samuel Simon is?
I mean, why don't you start and then I'll jump in.
Yes, I would love to. So Samuel Simon is a former public interest lawyer and activist who worked early in his career with Ralph Nader.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. He's also written, spoken, and engaged publicly throughout his life, including as a performer and an author. Now, in 2022, Simon was diagnosed with early stage Alzheimer's.
Just a few years ago.
Yeah, just a few years ago. Rather than retreating, he turned his experiences into a one-man play called Dementia Man,
Dementia Man.
an existential journey, which he has performed in small theaters and libraries around the country.
It's awesome.
Now, what's very cool today is Tina has actually seen this performance.
Have you?
I have.
Where?
I was in Chicago for a conference. It was wonderful. It was wonderful because here's the reality. When you meet Sam, you know he's living with a dementia. It's not a secret. And so there are a number of things that he does. He is up on the stage. He talks about it right off the bat. He tells you he will probably lose his place and have a moment. He has a binder that he keeps with him. And And he does. I watched him lose his place while he was doing his one-man play.
Wow.
And, he finds his place. His wife is sitting right there with him, Susan, sitting right there in the audience so that and you'll see him look at her. Like sometimes you can tell he's having a moment and he'll look at her and she does not jump up on stage and save him. She lets him have his moment.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
Wow, I bet it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
I do wonder though, it is really
And
cool.
sad. I bet, is it also very sad?
No, he's pretty funny. I mean, he's pretty funny. Here's what I wonder is he's got to be progressing with his symptoms. I mean, I
Right.
saw him a year and a half ago.
Right.
And I don't know. Is there anything like are they planning? Like, I don't know anything.
I don't know. That's a really good question. I mean, as far as I know, he's still doing these plays. But that is a really good point you bring up. I mean, even just in the past few months, I feel like I've gone to a few conferences and different things with the Alzheimer's Association where what I love is they're actually having people with dementia and with these diagnoses speaking to the people and sharing their experiences. And I just think that's, so
Well-
cool and so important.
I hope somebody's filming him. I'm sure somebody has filmed this that when he's gone, that we'll still be able to see it, to see this.
I mean, we can
Duh,
talk
this-
about our own Becky Barton. She was on the show
Yeah.
here. We did
Yeah.
Caregiver Crossing.
That's
It's probably
right.
my favorite episode
Yeah.
we've ever done.
I agree with you.
Living with Alzheimer's, and she is a former occupational therapist, ran the OT department at UIndy, and she's been a friend and an advocate for Joy's House for 25 years. And she came on the show and talked, and it was beautiful.
It really
Could we
was.
share that video? At some or that-
absolutely.
I'm sorry, not the video. The
recording.
The recording.
Yeah.
I would really like that.
I think, that was really a big deal. That was special for us to be able to chat
Yeah.
with Becky about her experience.
I'm wondering
Yeah.
about dementia and about Alzheimer's. Do we know how, if I feel like, gosh, it was just 2022 when he was diagnosed, and if he's progressed as quickly, I'm wondering, and again, it's every individual is different, but has there been any extension to helping someone's life that has been diagnosed or slowing the progression down? Is there anything that's happening there on that front when it comes to Alzheimer's, slowing down the progression?
Oh, there's all
or,
kinds of stuff all the time. I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable saying anything out loud.
no,
right
but I
now,
mean, you read a lot and you guys
Yes,
probably deal with this.
yes.
So I'm just wondering if there are things that are
There-
making a difference in those that have been diagnosed.
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot when it comes to hearing loss in Alzheimer's and other dementias, like what the connection is there. Terry's giving me a look. Maybe
No,
we
I
should
think
have
that's
somebody on about
interesting.
that.
Yeah.
There's, Lily in our own backyard is doing a lot of work when it comes to Alzheimer's and slowing the progression. So there's a lot of stuff that we're finding out. I mean, this is the thing. Alzheimer's in particular, to me, is going to be like diabetes one day. We'll know the whys and the how to control differently. I mean, we
Not-
go through
yeah.
this century after century or decade after decade. So, yeah, there's stuff on the horizon. Now, I have a slightly different tone question for both of you. If you were going to do a one-man play about your life, what would it be about? I'll wait.
Oh, for crying out loud, you start.
Me?
Yeah. Can you start us off?
Yeah.
I mean, mine would have. Well, no, it wouldn't have to be. Mine, I think, would probably be about our own health issues that my husband and I have had. There's just been so much, and because it would
Yeah.
be faith would be in there for me, community and family and friends would be in there, the medical stuff would be in there. My journey at Joy's House would be in there. So yeah, I think that's my one-man play.
I had a
Yeah.
few things that came into my mind. If I wanted it to be really emotional, I would probably choose either like going through the passing of my father or my Joy's House story as well. If I wanted it to be really fun, I would probably make it about maybe a choir show that I've had before and maybe the moments that
Oh,
lead up
that's a
to
good
that.
one.
Oh, the behind the scenes.
Yeah, the behind
Yeah.
the scenes and the moments that lead
That's
up
a
to it,
good
and the
one.
grand finale is the show.
Yeah.
Now, one man play of Noah singing every single part.
Yeah.
Terry, what would your one man play be?
I think probably again, and I don't know that you would be able to do it now because very soon I'm going to start my journey into becoming a rockette. So I would wait for the documentary to have my one man
No,
show
I think that's a good idea.
until I actually become a rockette, and then I will tell you about that journey when I'm standing on stage and doing my one man show.
Or hear me out. Maybe it could be about your 30-year career behind the microphone
No, I don't
and
think so.
community and things that happen
Maybe, but
behind the scenes.
I kind of like the idea of someday becoming a rockette.
Then what are you waiting for? Why am I so
Waiting to
angry about
retire.
it? I just get
Yeah,
angry.
why are we sitting here right now when
I
we
am
could
so
be
sorry.
recording an audition tape for you?
I didn't mean to yell at you. But seriously, why are you waiting? Do it.
I got to retire first. Just a couple more years, and then once I retire, then I'm going for it.
Can you kick?
Oh, I can kick like you.
Prove it.
You know why?
No,
Because
right
I've
now.
been working
Prove
out
it.
on my jiggle machine.
Prove it.
To kick?
Yeah, prove a kick.
I kick it right here in the chair.
That was a really
That
good
was
kick.
impressive.
Now, what
My
you
legs
can't
are 32
see,
inches long.
what you can't see is
32
that
and a
her
half.
shoe flew across the room. But that is a good.
That's with 3 pair of pants on.
Well, I would like to thank Samuel Simon for sharing his story.
Yeah.
But for Caregiver Crossing, we are supported by Cardon and Associates, with 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest, and more than 40 years of senior living experience. Cardon and Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Until next time, take good care of each other.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.